All right, let's break that down. Well, to begin with, we have the melody, which we actually looked at as an example in my previous course. I keep saying those words, previous course, as if you haven't picked up the previous course here on TrueFire already. Silly sausages. Anyway, the melody itself is played down here using multiple strings to make a nice legato feel. And we have our 4th fret in our bass there. We're going to arpeggio, or arpeggiate, the bottom string, the open G string, and that melody note together using our thumb, index, and middle. Now we're going to get an offbeat note using our pinky on fret 5 on the D string as well. See that? I love using little offbeat notes to fill space, okay? Now the good thing about that is it's the same note as the G string, but it's on a different string, which means that it doesn't really sound like a repeated note, but harmonically it doesn't add anything distracting from the melody. Okay, so that's why I did that. I want to make sure that you understand why these decisions are made. I could have gone, but that would have sounded very different to the fluidity of doing it like this, okay? So after we've done that, we're switching shapes, arpeggiating another chord, doing a similar approach there with that offbeat D string note, okay? So the arpeggio is open G string, pinky on 3rd. The offbeat note is this D string fret 2. Then I'm going to start getting liberal with strumming because I love this tuning. I love the open strings. Big downstroke, or upstroke rather, with the thumb. But the important thing to note here, as we're hammering on these 2 fret 2 notes and picking that open 2nd string, same reason as the not repeating the G string, but playing the same note on a different string, it has this profound legato effect. I love it. The thing to notice is that I'm actually muting the A string from ringing. This is not ringing. This is not being allowed to ring. That would have sounded muddy. It's much better. Much better this way, guys, okay? Especially if you're using an octave pedal. Open G string, and then this hammering on the same strings, just on fret 4. Then this little run here is a nice bit of vibrato on both strings. Pick, pick, pull off. Hammer, hammer. Pick, pick. Okay. Same again. But a little lick there. I love adding in these little licks. So it's a little hammer on and pull off sequence at the end of that arpeggio. Open G string. Annular, the ring finger picking the top string, and then that 2nd finger pulling off to reveal the open 2nd string. Same again with that little strum, that little attitude strum, the baditude strum. Okay? But this time, we're going to partial bar fret 4, 4, 4, 4. This being the melody note. And we just descend that little arpeggio just to enforce that. Okay? After that, we get into the fun stuff. Okay? We're going to strum this beautiful chord, 4, 4, 4, 5, open, open, 5. That's a partial bar on 4 with our index. We're going to then tap the D string and the D string, the 2 D strings, double D. And the offbeat note is going to be hammered on. This is something I like to do in the bass register. If my fingers are all busy but I need some kind of extra momentum, I'll throw in another note. And if my hands are busy, I'll do it in the bass register. Boom, boom, boom. It sounds like a bass player would play it, right? That next note in the melody, down, 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 that's the melody, is played by pulling off downwards. Getting resonant strings is absolutely okay. The rest of the melody sounds like this. I've got to get up to there. How am I going to get up to there? big fat 12th fret harmonics, okay? If possible, try and get that G note open. A lovely G major chord there, just by using the open tuning. There's nothing better. Well, I can think of a few things that are better. In life, not guitar. Now we have another case of playing our melody note, but filling the gaps with some arpeggiating, with some picking. The only thing that matters is that melody note, but we're filling it 5, 4, open, and then picking the open strings, keeping that momentum going, keeping that motor going, keeping the open strings and the arpeggios rolling, okay? Remember what I said about hammering the bass? Okay, that's hammer on 2 and 4, pick the open G string, hammer, 4. Change positions here. Make sure that second finger's playing that second fret on the D string. Big hammer up to 6. Continuing the melody. The melody is simply, but to make the bass interesting, I've thrown in a chromaticism, a little bit of movement that's something that a bass player that's really locked into the groove would do, something that's a little bit outside the norm when it comes to traditional fingerstyle guitar, okay? Something I actually picked up from Tony McManus's Celtic arrangements. Remember that chord? Right? Really playing with the bass line now, going down to the open, twinning fret 4 with the open G for the melody. Little grace note slide there before sliding up a tone to fret 6. Finalizing that section with a nice little arpeggio, which you will recognize from the B section of this song actually. A little rhythmic pattern to end. Bum, bum. The only real bit of percussion in this section, right? We have the note, a little offbeat accent just with the fingers striking the string behind the note. Now obviously when you strike a string in front of the note, you get a new note. But by touching the string behind the fretted note, you don't change the pitch at all. But you get a nice interesting percussive quality. Da-ga-ba-bum. Pick, accent, click, pick. Pick, accent, click, pick, okay? Let me play the whole riff slowly for you one more time. Try and pick out some of the things that I was saying, and also notice my intention when it comes to, especially towards the end of the riff, letting the bass line have a moment in the spotlight. Here we go. Okay, I love that riff. I'm really pleased with that as a melody and chord sequence. And in the song Cloudcatcher, if you're interested in checking it out or checking out the video, there's a whole lot of variations on that. A real exploration into this tuning, which again is C, G, D, G, A, D. Best of luck with it, and hopefully it'll inspire you to create something of your own in this tuning. Good luck.